ये चेमागुं रुद्रा अभितो दिक्षु श्रुताः सहस्रशो वैशागुं हेडईमहे असौ यो वसत्पति नीलग्रीवो विलोहितः उतैनं गोपा अदृशन्नदृशन्नुदहार्यः उतैनं विश्वाभूतानि सदृष्टो मृदयातिनः नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मीढुषे अथो ये अस्य सत्त्वानोऽहं तेभ्यो करन्नमः प्रमुञ्च धन्वनस्त्वमुभयोरात्नियोर्ज्यां यास्यते हस्त इषवः पराता भगवो वप अवतत्य धनस्तगुं सहस्राक्षसते शुधे निशील्य शल्यानामुखा शिवो नः सुमना भव विज्जं धनुः कपर्दिनो विशल्यो बाणवागुम् उत अनेशन्नस्येषव आभुरस्य निषङ्गतिः या ते हेतिर्मेधुष्टमहस्ते बभूव ते धनुः तयास्मान् विश्वतस्त्वमयक्ष्मया परिभुज नमस्ते अस्त्वायुधायानातताय धृष्णवे उभाभ्यामुत ते नमो बाहुभ्यां तव धन्वने परिते धन्वनो हेतिरस्मान् विनक्तु विश्वतः अथो य इषुधिस्तवारे अस्मन्निधेहितं शम्भवे नमः नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकालाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः नमो हिरण्यबाहवे सेनान्ये दिशां च पतये नमो नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यः पशूनां पतये नमो नमः सस्पिञ्जराय द्विषीमते पथीनां पतये नमो नमो बभ्रुषाय विव्याधिनेन्नानां पतये नमो नमो हरिकेशायोपवीतने पुष्टानां पतये नमो नमो भवस्य हेत्यै जगतां पतये नमो नमो रुद्राय तथा विनेक्षेत्राणां पतये नमो नमः सूताय हन्त्याय वनानां पतये नमो नमो रोहिताय स्थपतये वृक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो मन्त्रिणे वाणिजाय कक्ष्यानां पतये नमो नमो भुवन्तये वारिवस्कृतायोषधीनां पतये नमो नमः उच्चैर्घोषाय कृन्दयते पत्तीनां पतये नमो नमः कृत्स्नवीताय धावते सत्त्वनां पतये नमः नमः सहमानाय निव्याधिन आव्याधिनीनां पतये नमो नमः ककुभाय निषङ्गिणे एस्तेनानां पतये नमो नमो निषङ्गिण इषुधिमते तस्कराणां पतये नमो नमो वञ्चते परिवञ्चते स्थायूनां पतये नमो नमो निचेरवे परिचरायारण्यानां पतये नमो नमः श्रिकाविभ्यो जिघ्घागुंसभ्यो मुष्णतां पतये नमो नमो सीमद्भ्यो नक्तञ्चरभ्यः प्रकृन्तानां पतये नमो नमः उष्णीषणे गिरिचराय कुलुञ्चानां पतये नमो नमः इषुमद्भ्यो धन्वाविभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः आतन्वानेभ्यः प्रतिदधानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः आयच्छभ्यो विसृजद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमोऽस्यभ्यो विद्यभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः आसीनेभ्यश्च यानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः स्वपद्भ्यो जाग्रभ्यश्च वो नमो नमस्तिष्ठद्भ्यो धावद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमः सभाभ्यः सभापतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो अश्वेभ्यो अश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः नमः आव्याधिनीभ्यो विविध्यन्तीभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः उगणाभ्यस्त्रिगुंहतीभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो गृत्सेभ्यो गृत्सपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो व्रातेभ्यो व्रातपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो गणेभ्यो गणपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो विरूपेभ्यो विश्वरूपेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो महद्भ्यः क्षुल्लकेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो रथेभ्यो रथेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो रथेभ्यो रथपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः सेनाभ्यः सेनानिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः शत्रुभ्यः संग्रहीतृभ्यश्च वो नमो नमस्तक्षभ्यो रथकारेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः कुलालेभ्यः कर्मारेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः पुञ्जिष्टेभ्यो निषादेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः इषुकृभ्यो धन्वकृभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो मृगयुभ्यः श्वनिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः स्वभ्यः स्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः नमो भवाय च रुद्राय च नमः सर्वाय च पशुपतये च नमो नीलग्रीवाय च शितिकण्ठाय च नमः कपर्दिने च व्युप्तकेशाय च नमः सहस्राक्षाय च शतधन्वने च नमो गिरिशाय च शिपिविष्टाय च नमो मीढुष्टमाय चेषुमते च नमो ह्रस्वाय च वामनाय च नमो बृहते च वर्षीयसे च नमो वृद्धाय च संवृध्वने च नमो अग्र्याय च प्रथमाय च नमः आशवे चाजिराय च नमः शीघ्रियाय च शीभ्याय च नमः ऊर्म्याय चावसन्याय च नमः स्रोतस्याय च द्वीप्याय च नमो ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नमः पूर्वजाय चापरजाय च नमो मध्यमाय चापगल्भाय च नमो जघन्याय च बुद्धियाय च नमः सोभ्याय च नमः सोभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नमः उर्वव्याय च खल्याय च नमः श्लोक्याय चावसान्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नमः आशुसेनाय चासुरथाय च नमः सूराय चापभिन्दते च नमो वर्मिने च वरुथने च नमो बिल्मिने च कवचने च नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय च हनन्याय च नमो धृष्णवे च प्रमृषाय च नमो दूताय च प्रहिताय च नमो निशङ्गिने चेषु धीमते च नमस्तीक्ष्णेशवे चायुधिने च नमः स्वायुधाय च सुधन्वने च नमः श्रुत्याय च पथ्याय च नमः काट्याय च नीप्याय च नमः सूद्याय च सरस्याय च नमो नाद्याय च वैशन्ताय च नमः कूप्याय च वट्याय च नमो वर्ष्याय च वर्ष्याय च नमो मेघ्याय च विद्युत्याय च नमः ईध्रियाय च तप्याय च नमो वात्याय च रेश्मियाय च नमो वास्तव्याय च वास्तुपाय च नमः सोमाय च रुद्राय च नमस्ताम्राय च अरुणाय च नमः संगाय च पशुपतये च नमः उग्राय च भीमाय च नमो अग्रे वधाय दूरे वधाय च नमो हन्त्रे च हणीयसे च नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यो नमस्ताराय नमः शम्भवे च मयोभवे च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च नमस्तीर्थ्याय च कूल्याय च नमः पार्याय च वार्याय च नमः प्रतरणाय चोत्तरणाय च नमः आतार्याय च लाद्याय च नमः षष्प्याय च फेन्याय च नमः सिकत्याय च प्रवार्याय च नमः इरिन्याय च प्रपथ्याय च नमः किगुंशिराय च क्षयनाय च नमः कपर्दिने च पुलस्तये च नमो गोष्ठ्याय च गृह्याय च नमस्तल्प्याय च गेह्याय च नमः काट्याय च गह्वरेष्ठाय च नमो हृदयाय च निवेश्प्याय च नमः पागुंसव्याय च रजस्याय च नमः शुष्क्याय च हरित्याय च नमो लोप्याय चोलप्याय च नमः उर्व्याय च सूर्म्याय च नमः पर्ण्याय च पर्णसद्याय च नमोपगुरमानाय च भिघ्नते च नमः आखिदते च प्रखिदते च नमो वह्किरिकेभ्यो देवानागुं हृदयेभ्यो नमो विक्षीणकेभ्यो नमो विचिन्वत्केभ्यो नमः आनिर्हतेभ्यो नमः आमीवत्केभ्यः द्रापे अन्धसस्पते दरिद्रन्नीललोहित येषां पुरुषाणामेषां पशूनां भेर्मा रोमो येषां किञ्चनाममत याते रुद्रशिवा तनुशिवा विश्वाः भेषजी शिवा रुद्रस्य भेषजी तया नो मृतजीवसे इमागुं रुद्राय तवसे कपर्दिने क्षयद्वीराय प्रभरामहे मतिं यथा नः समसद्विपदे चतुष्पदे विश्वं पुष्टं ग्रामे अस्मिन्ननातुरं मृडानो रुद्रोतनो मयस्कृधि क्षयद्वीराय नमसा विधेमते यच्छञ्च योश्च मरुरायजे पिता तदस्यामत्तव रुद्रप्रणीतौ मानो महान्तमुतमानो अर्भकं मान उक्षन्तमुतमान उक्षितं मानो वधिः पितरं मोतमातरं प्रियामानस्तनुवो रुद्ररीरिषः मानस्तोके तनये मान आयुषि मानो गोषु मानो अश्वेषु रीरिषः वीरार्मानो रुद्रभामिलो वधिर्हविष्वन्तो नमसा विधेमते आरात्ते गोघ्न उत पूरुषघ्नि क्षयद्वीराय नमस्मेते अस्तु रक्षा च नो अधि च देव ब्रूह्यदाचन शर्म यच्च दिबर्हाः स्तुहि श्रुतं गर्तसदं युवानं मृगन्न भीममुपहत्नुमुग्रं प्रदाजरित्रे रुद्रस्तवानो अन्यन्ते अस्मिन्निव पन्तु सेनाः परिणो रुद्रस्य हेतिर्विनक्तु परित्वेषस्य दुर्मतिरघायोः अवस्थिरामघवद्भ्यस्तनुष्वमीढ्वस्तोकाय तनयाय मृडय मीढुष्टमशिवतमा शिवो नः सुमना भव परमे वृक्ष आयुधन्निधाय कृत्यं वसान आचर पिनाकं बिभ्रदागहि विकिरिदविलोहित नमस्ते अस्तु भगवः यास्ते सहस्रगुं हेतयोन्यमस्मिन्निव पन्तु ताः सहस्राणि सहस्रधा बाहुवो स्तव हेतयः तासामीशानो भगवः पराचीना मुखाकृधि सहस्राणि सहस्रशो ये रुद्रा अधिभूम्यां तेषागुं सहस्रयोजने वधन्वानि तन्मसि अस्मिन् महत्यर्नवेऽन्तरिक्षे भवा अधि नीलग्रीवाशितिकण्ठाः सर्वा अधः क्षमाचराः नीलग्रीवाशितिकण्ठादिवगुं रुद्रा उपसृताः ये वृक्षेषु सस्पिञ्जरा नीलग्रीवा विलोहिताः ये भूतानामधिपतयो विशिखासः कपर्दिनः ये अन्येषु विविध्यन्ति पात्रेषु पिबतो जनान् ये पथां पथि रक्षय ऐलभृदायव्युतः ये तीर्थानि प्रचरन्ति श्रिकावन्तो निषङ्गिनः ये तावन्तश्च भूयागुं सस्तदिशो रुद्रावितस्थिरे तेषागुं सहस्रयोजने धन्वानि तन्मसि नमो रुद्रेभ्यो ये पृथिव्यां ये एन्तरिक्षे ये दिवि येषामन्नं वातो वर्षमिषवस्तेभ्यो दश प्राचीर्दश दक्षिणादश प्रतीचीर्दशोदीचीर्दशोर्ध्वास्तेभ्यो नमस्ते नो मृदयन्तु ते यं दुष्मो यश्च नो द्वेष्टितं वोजं भेदधामि त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धना मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् यो रुद्रो अग्नौ यो अप्सूय औषधीषु यो रुद्रो विश्वाभुवना विवेश तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु तमुष्टुहि यस्विषुषु धन्वायो विश्वस्य क्षयति भेषजस्य यक्ष्वामहे सौमनसाय रुद्रं नमो ओभेर्देवमसुरं दुवस्यम् अयं मे हस्तो भगवान् अयं मे भगवत्तरः अयं मे विश्वभेषजो युगं शिवाभिमर्शनः ये ते सहस्रमयुतं पाशामृत्यो मर्त्याय हन्तवे तान् यज्ञस्य मायया सर्वान् वयजामहे मृत्यवे स्वाहा मृत्यवे स्वाहा ॐ नमो भगवते रुद्राय विष्णवे मृत्युर्मे पाहि प्राणानां ग्रन्थिरसि रुद्रो मा विशान्तकः तेनान्येनाप्यायस्व नमो रुद्राय विष्णवे मृत्युर्मे पाहि सदाशिवोम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ अग्ना विष्णु सजोषसेमा वर्धन्तु वाङ्गिरः द्युम्नेर्वाजेभिरागतं वाजश्च मे प्रसवश्च मे प्रयतिश्च मे प्रसितिश्च मे धीतिश्च मे कृतुश्च मे स्वरश्च मे श्लोकश्च मे श्रावश्च मे श्रुतिश्च मे ज्योतिश्च मे शुभश्च मे प्राणश्च मे पानश्च मे व्यानश्च मे सुश्च मे चित्तञ्च म आधीतञ्च मे वाक्च मे मनश्च मे चक्षुश्च मे श्रोत्रञ्च मे दक्षश्च मे बलञ्च म ओजश्च मे सहश्च म आयुश्च मे जरा च म आत्मा च मे तनुश्च मे शर्म च मे वर्म च मेऽङ्गानि च मे स्थानि च मे परोगुंसि च मे शरीराणि च मे ज्येष्ठ्यं च म आधिपत्यं च मे मन्युश्च मे भामश्च मे मश्च मे भश्च मे जेमा च मे महिमा च मे वरिमा च मे महिमा च मे वर्ष्मा च मे द्राघुया च मे वृद्धं च मे वृद्धिश्च मे सत्यं च मे श्रद्धा च मे जगच्च मे धनं च मे वसश्च मे तुषिश्च मे क्रीडा च मे मोदश्च मे जातं च मे जनिष्यमानं च मे सूक्तं च मे सुकृतं च मे वित्तं च मे वेद्यं च मे भूतं च मे भविष्यच्च मे सुगं च मे सुपथं च मे ऋद्धं च मे ऋद्धिश्च मे क्लप्तं च मे क्लप्तिश्च मे मतिश्च मे सुमतिश्च मे सञ्च मे मयश्च मे प्रियञ्च मे नुकामश्च मे कामश्च मे सौमनसश्च मे भद्रञ्च मे श्रेयश्च मे वस्यश्च मे यशश्च मे भगश्च मे द्रविणञ्च मे यन्ता च मे धर्ता च मे क्षेमश्च मे धृतिश्च मे सुवश्च मे द्रविणञ्च मे यन्ता च मे धर्ता च मे क्षेमश्च मे धृतिश्च मे विश्वञ्च मे महश्च मे संविच्च मे ज्ञात्रं च मे सूश्च मे प्रसूश्च मे सीरं च मे लयश्च मृतं च मे यक्ष्मं च मे नाम यच्च मे जीवातुश्च मे दीर्घायुत्वं च मे न मित्रं च मे भयं च मे सुगं च मे शयनं च मे सूषा च मे सुदिनं च मे ऊर्च मे सूनृता च मे पयश्च मे रसश्च मे घृतं च मे मधु च मे सग्धिश्च मे सपीतिश्च मे कृषिश्च मे वृष्टिश्च मे जैत्रं च मौभिद्यं च मे रयश्च मे रायश्च मे पुष्टं च मे पुष्टिश्च मे विभु च मे प्रभु च मे बहु च मे भूयश्च मे पूर्णं च मे पूर्णतरं च मे क्षितिश्च मे कूयवाश्च मे नं च मे क्षुच्च मे व्रीहयश्च मे यवाश्च मे माशाश्च मे तिलाश्च मे मुद्गाश्च मे खल्वाश्च मे गोधूमाश्च मे मसुराश्च मे प्रियङ्गवश्च मे नवश्च मे श्यामाकाश्च मे नीवाराश्च मे अश्मा च मे मृत्तिका च मे गिरयश्च मे पर्वताश्च मे शिखताश्च मे वनस्पतयश्च मे हिरण्यञ्च मे यश्च मे सीसं च मे त्रिपुश्च मे श्यामं च मे लोहं च मे अग्निश्च म आपश्च मे विरुधश्च म ओषधयश्च मे कृष्णपच्चं च मे कृष्णपच्चं च मे ग्राम्याश्च मे पशव आरण्याश्च यज्ञेन कल्पन्तां वित्तं च मे वित्तिश्च मे भूतं च मे भूतिश्च मे वसु च मे वसतिश्च मे कर्म च मे शक्तिश्च मेऽर्थश्च म एमश्च म इतिश्च मे गतिश्च मे अग्निश्च म इन्द्रश्च मे सोमश्च म इन्द्रश्च मे सविता च म इन्द्रश्च मे सरस्वती च म इन्द्रश्च मे पूषा च म इन्द्रश्च मे बृहस्पतिश्च म इन्द्रश्च मे मित्रश्च म इन्द्रश्च मे वरुणश्च म इन्द्रश्च मे त्वष्टा च म इन्द्रश्च मे धाता च म इन्द्रश्च मे विष्णुश्च म इन्द्रश्च मे श्विनौ च म इन्द्रश्च मे मरुतश्च म इन्द्रश्च मे विश्वे च मे देवा इन्द्रश्च मे पृथिवी च म इन्द्रश्च मेऽन्तरिक्षं च म इन्द्रश्च मे द्यौश्च म इन्द्रश्च मे दिशश्च म इन्द्रश्च मे मूर्धा च म इन्द्रश्च मे प्रजापतिश्च म इन्द्रश्च मे अगुंसुश्च मे रश्मिंश्च मेदाभ्यश्च मेधिपतिश्च म उपागुंसुश्च मेऽन्तर्यामश्च म ऐन्द्रवायवश्च मे मैत्रावरुणश्च म आश्विनश्च मे प्रतिप्रस्थानश्च मे शुक्रश्च मे मन्थी च म आग्रयणश्च मे वैश्वदेवश्च मे ध्रुवश्च मे वैश्वानरश्च म ऋतुग्रहाश्च मे तिग्राह्याश्च म ऐन्द्राग्नश्च मे वैश्वदेवश्च मे मरुत्वदीयाश्च मे माहेन्द्रश्च म आदित्यश्च मे सावित्रश्च मे सारस्वतश्च मे पौष्णश्च मे पाट्नीवतश्च मे हारियोजनश्च मे इद्मश्च मे बर्हिश्च मे वेदिश्च मे धिष्णियाश्च मे सृचश्च मे चमसाश्च मे ग्रावानश्च मे स्वरवश्च म उपरवाश्च मे धिषवने च मे द्रोणकलशश्च मे वायुव्यानि च मे पूतभृच्च म आधुवनीयश्च म आग्नेयीधनं च मे अविद्धानं च मे गृहाश्च मे सदश्च मे पुरोडासाश्च मे पचताश्च मे बभृतश्च मे स्वगाकारश्च मे अग्निश्च मे घर्मश्च मे ऋकश्च मे सूर्यश्च मे प्राणश्च मे श्वमेधश्च मे पृथिवी च मे दितिश्च मे द्यौश्च मे चक्वरीरङ्गुलयो दिशश्च मे यज्ञेन कल्पन्तामृक्च मे साम च मे स्तोमश्च मे यजुश्च मे दीक्षा च मे तपश्च म ऋतश्च मे वृतं च मे होरात्रयोर्वृष्ट्या बृहद्रथन्तरे च मे यज्ञेन कल्पेताम् गद्भाश्च मे वत्साश्च मे त्रिभिश्च मे त्रियवी च मे दित्यवाच मे दित्यौही च मे पञ्चाविश्च मे पञ्चावी च मे त्रिवत्सश्च मे त्रिवत्सा च मे तुर्यवा च मे तुर्यौही च मे पष्ठवा च मे पष्ठौही च म उक्षा च मे वसा च म ऋषभश्च मे वेहच्च मे नट्वान् च मे धेनुश्च म आयुर्यज्ञेन कल्पताम् प्राणो यज्ञेन कल्पतां पानो यज्ञेन कल्पतां व्यानो यज्ञेन कल्पतां चक्षुर्यज्ञेन कल्पताग् श्रोत्रं यज्ञेन कल्पतां मनो यज्ञेन कल्पतां वाग्यज्ञेन कल्पतां वाग्यज्ञेन कल्पताम् आत्मा यज्ञेन कल्पतां यज्ञो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् एका च मे तिस्रश्च मे पञ्च च मे सप्त च मे नव च म एकादश च मे त्रयोदश च मे पञ्चदश च मे सप्तदश च मे नवदश च म एकविंशतिश्च मे त्रयोविंशतिश्च मे पञ्चविंशतिश्च मे सप्तविंशतिश्च मे नवविंशतिश्च म एकत्रिंशच्च मे त्रयस्त्रिंशच्च मे चतुस्रश्च मेष्टौ च मे द्वादश च मे षोडश च मे विंशतिश्च मे चतुर्विंशतिश्च मेष्टाविंशतिश्च मे द्वात्रिंशच्च मे षट्त्रिंशच्च मे चत्वारिंशच्च मे चतुश्चत्वारिंशच्च मेष्टाचत्वारिंशच्च मे वाजश्च प्रसवश्च पिचस्तकृतश्च सुवश्च मूर्धा च व्यस्नियश्चान्त्यायनश्चान्त्यश्च भुवनश्च भुवनश्चाधिपतिश्च ॐ इडादेवहुर्मनुर्यज्ञने बृहस्पतिरुत्थामदानि सगंसि सद्विश्वे देवासु उक्तवाच पृथिवी मातर्माहि गुंसि मधुजनिष्ये मधुवक्ष्यामि मधुवदिष्यामि मधुमतीं देवेभ्यो वाचमुद्यासुगं शुश्रूषेण्या मनुष्येभ्यस्तम्मा देवा अवन्तु शोभाये पितरोऽनुमदन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम्
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे तू सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे तू सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम राम और कृष्ण तेरो नाम मन शिव में सरमा है, मन शिव में सरमा है, मन शिव में सरमा है, मन शिव में सरमा है। ये भूल गए हम कहाँ हैं, ये भूल गए हम कहाँ हैं। सारा जग शिव में दिखता, सारा जग शिव में दिखता। अंबर शिव धरती उमा है, मन शिव में सरमा है, मन शिव में सरमा है। जब ध्यान में आते हैं शिव जी, मुझे अद्भुत शांति मिलती है। जब ध्यान जैसे मूरत मन में देखते जैसे मूरत मन में देखते उसकी ना कोई उपमा है सारा जग शिव में दिखता सारा जग शिव में दिखता अमर शिव धरती उमाए मन शिव में सरमाए मन शिव में सरमाए मन शिव में सरमाए मन शिव में सरमाए काहे सुतल बाहो काहे सुतल बाहो मनवा जपल सीताराम 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 राम राम काहे सुतल बाहो काहे सुतल बाहो मनवा जपल सीताराम 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 राम राम रिझाओ, अपने राम को रिझाओ। जोगी हूँ ना जटा बराऊं, नाम विभूति लगाओ। जोगी हूँ ना जटा बराऊं, नाम विभूति लगाओ। जिस रंग में मैं रंग भी विधाता, जिस रंग में आप विधाता, और का रंग चढ़ाओ, अपने राम को रिझाओ, अपने राम को रिझाओ। गंगा जाऊं ना यमुना जाऊं, ना कोई तीर्थ में जाऊं। गंगा जाऊं ना यमुना जाऊं, ना कोई तीर्थ जाऊं। हर पठ तीरथ घाट के भीतर, हर पठ तीरथ घाट के भीतर, गिर गिर मर मर ध्याओ, अपने राम को रिझाओ, अपने राम को रिझाओ। अपने राम को रिझाओ, अपने राम को रिझाओ। बैठ भजन गुण गाओ, बैठ भजन गुण गाओ, अपने राम को रिझाओ, अपने राम को रिझाओ। बोलो राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, बोलो राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम, सीता राम राम राम, राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम, सीता राम राम राम। बोलो राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, बोलो राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम, सीता राम राम राम, राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम, सीता राम राम राम, राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम, सीता राम राम राम। दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना। दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना। शोभितलिङ्गं दक्षसूर्यार्घ्यविनाशकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं कुङ्कुमचन्दनलेपितलिङ्गं पङ्कजहार सुशोभितलिङ्गं
बोले उमापति महादेव की। नमः पार्वती पतये। हर 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 महादेव शंभु। Some tissue for me now? Paper towel. Let us begin our satsang as we welcome a very beautiful alankar presentation of our Bhagwanji this evening. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatye Namaha. Om Shri Gurudevebhyo Namaha. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurme Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvamangalamagalye Shive Sarvarth Sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Tasmai Namaha Paramakaranakaranaya Dipto Jvalajvalita Pingalalochanaya Nagendrahara Kritakundalabhushanaya Brahmendra Vishnu Varadaya Namaha Shivaya. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Planata Kleshanashaya Sri Govindaya Namo Namaha. Shri Rama Rama Raghunandana Rama Rama Shri Rama Rama Bharatagraj Rama Rama Shri Rama Rama Ranakarkash Rama Rama Shri Rama Rama Sharanam Bhav Rama Rama Shri Ram Chandra Devaye Namaha. Atulita Baladhamam Hema Shailabadeham Dhanujavan Krishanum Jnanina Mragaganyam Sakala Guna Nidhanam Vanarana Madhisham Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatam Namah. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. बोले श्री गणपति भगवान की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सियावर रामचंद्र की, राधा कृष्ण भगवान की, श्री गुरु महाराज की। नमः पार्वती पतये। हर 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 महादेव शंभो। Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya,
Namah Shivaya Namah.
Shambho. Om Namah Shivaya,
Namah Shivaya Namah.
Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya,
Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah.
Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. Shambho. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. Stand everybody. Om Namah Shivaya,
Namah Shivaya Namah.
Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya,
Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah.
Shambho. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. Bole. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. 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 Bole. Om Namah Shivaya,
Namah Shivaya Namah.
Shambho. Om Namah Shivaya,
Namah Shivaya Namah.
Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya,
Namah Shivaya Namah.
Shambho. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. Bole. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya Namah. मंदिर में, शिव जी के मंदिर में, शिव जी के मंदिर में। ओ आवो बैठो जपो हरि नाम, शिव जी के मंदिर में।
आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम, शिव जी के मंदिर में।
अरे शिव जी के मंदिर, शिव जी के मंदिर,
शिव जी के मंदिर, शिव जी के मंदिर,
शिव जी के मंदिर, शिव जी के मंदिर,
शिव जी के मंदिर, शिव जी के मंदिर।
ओ शिव जी के मंदिर में, शिव जी के मंदिर में, शिव जी के मंदिर में,
शिव जी के मंदिर में।
ओ आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम,
शिव जी के मंदिर में। आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम, शिव जी के मंदिर में।
ओम नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय नमः। शंभो ओम नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय नमः। 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 ओम नमः शिवाय,
नमः शिवाय नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय नमः।
ओम नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय नमः। शंभो
ओम नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय नमः।
भोलेनाथ भगवान।
ओम नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय नमः।
शिव शंभो
ओम नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय नमः।
जतातवीगलज्ज्वल प्रवाह पावितस्थले गले बलं विलम्बितं भुजङ्गतुङ्गमाल दमा 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 दमादिनादमादमर्वयं चकार चन्द्रताण्डवं तनोतु नः शिवा शिवम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय नमः।
ओम नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय नमः।
ॐ नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय,
नमः शिवाय नमः।
अंजनेयाय विद्महे वायुपुत्राय धीमहि तन्नो हनुमत् प्रचोदयात्। अतुलित बलधामं हेमशैलावदेहं धनुजवन कृशानुं ज्ञानिनामृगगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। प्रेम से बोलो पवन सुत हनुमान की, सिया भज रामचंद्र की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये, हर 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 महादेव शंभो। बैठिए प्लीज सिट एवरीवन। ओम जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम। How is Bhagwan Shivji looking today? Bhagwan Hanumanji has come down in the form, in his beautiful form, his innocent form, to give us the darshan and to, honor his Lord, Bhagwan Mahadev. This is so simple. This is flowers. All of this is flowers on the face of Hanumanji. So simple, but yet so beautiful. Remember, Shivji Bhagwan heard that Vishnu Bhagwan is coming down as Ram. And what happened? He wants to come as well. Bar 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 mangahu harsh deho Shri Rang पद सरोजयन पायनी भगति सदा सत्संग. Shivji says, Narayan, Vishnu, I cannot allow you to come alone. I must accompany you, but I must accompany you as a devotee, one who will have no spotlight. Excuse me. I told you that so many times, but he ended up getting all the spotlight. And so Hanumanji Maharaj came in a very humble form. He is Shankar Suvan Kesari Nandan. He is the 11th form of Bhagwan Shivji. 11th form of Bhagwan Shivji. That's why 11 is so unique in the Hindu calendar. It's got nothing to do with anybody's birthday. It's just, 11 is so powerful for him. 11 Hanumanji Chalisa and so for Hanumanji Maharaj. I hope and pray that all of you are well. On our last Saturday of the month of Shravan, this is day number 24. Day 24. Last Saturday of Shravan. Time like this next week, we will be in Bhagwat. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll be in Bhagwat. We'll probably be doing Dhruv Charitra or Prahlad Charitra as well on the third day of Bhagwat. Unbelievable, but it has happened. And it has happened with so much devotion, not any whining, not any complaints. It has just happened that we are here by Hanumanji's grace. And that is why I chose to do this. I chose to sit here whenever there is something that needs to be done that is difficult. I mean difficult. You remember 108 Hanuman Chalisa, long periods of fasting, long sessions. I sit here because when I sit here, I sit beside him. I sit among them. And that makes it, more powerful. It's something to experience. Last Saturday of Shravan, and we're all here, so beautiful. All of you look, and I hope you're feeling great. I want to thank Chris and Babita Mangru and their family for sponsoring this evening. They are no stranger to our community, and of course, no stranger to me or my family or this temple. They are strong devotees of the Lord, very, very firm devotees of the Lord, and very fervent and strong believers of Hanumanji Maharaj. They themselves have the Lord housed in their home, so beautiful and so powerful. And today you're here to give thanks to Bhagwan Hanumanji with the family. One thing you have to admire with them is they show up as a family together. The kids, now one of them is married, he comes separately sometimes. And, now Vin starts to come separate sometime, and so, but that's all right. But they come, on a Tuesday, but the family, when they come out, they come strong and they come prepared. So nice to see all of them this evening. They sponsored all the malas for the Lord. Bhagwan, all the malas you see this evening, and also they sponsored the decor. May Bhagwan, of course, always decorate their life with beauty and all forms of blessings. And to all of you who have been here every night and continue to be, God's blessings on all of you and all of you online as well. Such a pleasure to have you all online every single night, although we'd like to see you in the temple, but understandably so, you're far away, but you're still connected with us online. Bole Paul Sutta Hanuman ki. Let us start this evening with which is the most powerful song in the world. Hello. Most powerful song in the world? Hanuman Chalisa. Hanuman Chalisa. Such a powerful song, yet he named Hanuman Chalisa. What is the most powerful song in the whole world? Huh? Which is the oldest song in this whole world? Which is the most popular song in this whole world? Hanuman Chalisa. Come on, you got to do better than that. Hanumanji Chalisa. You got to trace it. I don't know why this is not in the Guinness Book of World Record. It's in history. Tulsidasji, 16th century saint. He has come and he wrote it. It's recorded, but I don't know why it's not there. But we know that the Hindus have the oldest song on this earth, and we should be very proud of that. It's a Hindu accomplishment. It has not gotten stale. I tell you one time, actually many times, you're going to Guyana, and the grandmas are going to Guyana, older ladies. And you got to see when the plane starts shake. Oh boy, they open up the Hanumanji Chalisa. And they get them so Nihana Shiga, Hanuman Gan Saga, Jacob Piti, local Jaga, Ramdu, they were right beside me, they'd be sitting. And when they know you especially, Baba, sing no. You understand? So they believe in Hanumanji Chalisa. I believe in Hanumanji Chalisa. Everybody believes in Hanumanji Chalisa. That is why Hanumanji Chalisa survived 16th century, 17, 18, 19, is in the 24th century now. And still Hindus know it and has not forgotten it. Let us glorify Hanumanji this evening with the most powerful song in this world, Hanumanji Chalisa. Shri Guru Charan, Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj, Nij Man Mukur Sudhar, Barno Raghubar Bimal Jasur, Jodayak Phalchar, Buddhihin Tanu Janike, Sumiro Pavan Kumar, Bal Buddhi Vidya Dehu Muhi, Har Hukalesh Vikar. Clap your hands and let's sing together. Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar, Jai Kapis Tinu Lok Ujagar, Ram Doot Atulit Balarama, Anjali Bhoj Pavan Sutanama, Mahavir Vikram Bajrangi, Kumat Nivar Sumati Ke Sangi, Kanchan Varan Viraj Suved, O Kanan Kundal Kunchit Kesha, Hath aur Dhwaja Viraj, Kaane Mooj Jade Musaj, Shankar Suvan Kesari Nandan, Tej Pratap Mahajagvandan, Vidya Baan Guni Ati Chatur, Ram Raj Kari Dekho Atur, Prabhu Charit Suni Dekho Rasiya, O Ram Lakhan Sita Man Basiya, Sukshma Roop Dhari Siya Dikhawa, Vigat Roop Dhari Lank Jarawa, Prem Roop Dhari Asur Samhare, Ramchandra ke kaaj saware, Laye sajeevan Lakhan ji aaye, Shri Raghuveer harsh ur laaye, Raghupati कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिया भरत संभाए, सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे, सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहीसा, यम कुबेर दिक्पाल चहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते, तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीना, राम मिलाइ राजपद दीना, तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना, युग सहस्र लावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे, सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा, और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, तासु अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों युग प्रताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा, साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे, अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, जय श्री राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा, तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त का, और देवता चित्त न डरहि, रघुमत से ही सर्व सुख करी, संकट कटे बीते सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई, जो शत बार बात कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई, जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होई सिद्धि साखी गाई, तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महाधेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महाधेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरण, like a wind he is. Pavan Tanaya Sankat Haran, removes our troubles. Mangal Murati Roop, he's a walking form of devotion and auspiciousness on this earth. Ram Lakhan Sita Sahit serves Ram, Lakshman and Sita. Hriday me basahu Surabhoop. Let us keep him in our hearts so that he keep you in his heart. Bole Pavan Sut Hanuman ki, Siya Bhaj Ramchandra ki Jai. Hanumanji is so happy with all of us that he has this glow in him. Whenever we say Jai Shri Ram, he becomes happy. Whenever we say his Lord's name, he becomes happy. How unique he is. Sometimes people have to talk about you before you become happy. But no, he becomes happy with the Lord's name. So what are we waiting for? Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Everyone online, I want you to type in Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, because I want to see all the good people online who are saying Jai Shri Ram to let Hanumanji be always happy. Jai Shri Ram. Bole Pavan Sut Hanuman ki Jai. Welcome again this evening as we bring to you. This evening is the last Saturday we have in Shravan. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Hanumanji Maharaj and his ability to bring people together. You know how important it is to bring people together and how bad it is to divide people. That is his mission, to bring people together. And when I say bring people together, I don't mean neighbors together. No. He's bring people to the Lord. He introduces people to the Lord. Today we are all excited for you to introduce, someone to you or someone to introduce you to someone else. Hanumanji has always introduced people to God. This is a very important thing to do, friends. When we were growing up, that's what we did. We were going to a katha, we always called on our neighbors, Komla Bigono. Even then they're interested in all they go, there's always bhojan. That's why this Bhagavad coming up, starting Thursday. Every night we're feeding bhojan, not back stuff and so, feeding bhojan at the temple. Because this is a blessing. When you encourage people to come in satsang, When you encourage people to come and partake in prasad, what happens? You're sharing, you're helping them to share in blessings. Before you take the time to call someone and talk silly things, invite them to come out to mandir. Let us go to puja. You know, people crash a lot of things. They crash weddings, they crash parties, but they don't crash pujas because they will feel a little out of place. I don't know if I will mind if I have a puja and somebody comes show up uninvited. I will feel actually happy that somebody have this thirst or whatever it is. However they end up at the puja, I will feel very happy about it if they crash my puja. Because I know it's an opportunity to introduce them to Bhagavan, to Prabhu. That is what he does. He introduces people to Bhagavan. And when you do that, my friends, it's a blessing. More of a blessing, you're doing something for the good of that human being and the good of this world as well. Duniya chale na Shri Ram ke bina, Ram ji chale na Hanuman ke bina. The world cannot go out or go along without Ramji Bhagavan. But Ramji Bhagavan cannot go along without Hanumanji Maharaj. There was a time the Lord played a trick, Ram Bhagavan. He said his tummy was hurting him so bad, Ram Bhagavan, because he missed Hanumanji. Hanumanji could not be seen for days. Ramji is looking, Hanumanji ka hai? Hanumanji ka hai? Hanumanji ka hai? Arey. So he started now to play a trick, Ramji Bhagavan, that his stomach is hurting him, his navel, the physician come, nobody can find a problem. You know, you got complain, you go to doctor and can't find a problem. Sometimes, you know, does he really have a problem? Are they rolling? And it says, what is it that's going to cure your problem, your tummy ache? He said, if Hanumanji's foot touched my belly, then everything is going to be resolved. And what happens? They had to start Hanumanji and force him to come. And Hanumanji come. Hanumanji saw Sri Ram rolling with pain. Hanumanji said, Prabhu, do you really want the dust of my toe to touch your navel? Is that really what you want? Or you want to see me? You know, when we are dying to see God or have a desire to see God, the Lord has a desire to hear us and to see us. My Guruji told me this. We were learning Lalita Sahasranam doing Sri Vidya tradition. In my type of work, you got to say one thing 100,000 at a time. 100,000 at a time. Money mantras. So we're asking Guruji, what happens on a daily basis when you don't, if something happens and you forget to say it? He says, you know what happens? In the Sri Vidya tradition, he says that when your lips are opening every day and your voice is calling on the Devi, because we worship the Devi, on Lalita Devi or Jagadambika Mata, and you're calling them every day, the Devi, the goddess, will wake up every day and awake. They will be waiting to hear their devotees' beautiful voice chant their name. So when you're sleeping and you take one little snooze, the God is waiting on you. God is waiting on you. Our forefathers used to tell us, you should never ever be late for a puja. Because when you take a sankalp to do a puja, you have invited the Lord to come. You know, Bihari people, where we come from, when they do a wedding invitation, even here, up to today, the Indian people, like a few of them here today, Bharatiya log, jab shadi shuda ki samay hai, when it is time for the wedding, you know the first thing they do? They print the invitation and they bring it to the temple. I am telling you, this happens up to today. You know how much invitation me get in there? And it's not for me, it's for Shivji and Parvati. They bring the invitation and they say, Prabhu, right here, we ask you to come on this day. My children are getting married. You're invited to come. It's unique. It's nice. Because you invite everybody. Well, today we text people and things, but you know, you carry invitation to everybody else. Have you invited God to come? Well, our Hindu tradition tells us when you set a date and a time, that is when your sankalp starts. When you set a date and a time for a puja, that is when your sankalp starts. You've invited the Lord to come. So when you decide, when you plan to be an hour late, at 10 o'clock puja, but you know, guy needs time by come 11 o'clock. You remember last night katha? Remember last night katha? When you plan to be an hour late, then that is not good at all for the Hindus. Our entire structure is made up of discipline. It's made up of discipline. We must be on time. You must not plan to be late. If you're late, you're fine. You're okay if you're late or traffic or you gotta go 2-3 events. These days, how many weddings you gotta go? It's fine. But if you plan to be late, it's not good, right? It's not good. Time is time. The Lord wakes up every morning. Can you imagine you're doing Shiva Sahasranam every morning? Whatever we do here, Rudrashtakam and so on. And the Lord rises to hear the devotee's voice. He rises to hear. You know, in our discipline, in Sri Vidya tradition, the Guru will tell you, you have to do your sadhana every single day at the same time. At the same time. That's why they do it like this. At the same time you have to do it, without fail. Because he says when the Devi comes to listen to you and your voice is not in her ears, it's not a pleasant thing. These things have meanings and we must try our best to uphold them, right? To uphold them. Bhagwan Hanumanji, my friends, the world cannot go on without Ram, and Ramji cannot go on without Hanumanji Maharaj. So let's sing this beautiful song this evening as we delve a little bit into Kishkinda Khan. दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना. This requires a little clapping, everybody. So I want to see claps online. I want to see participation online. Everyone online share this katha so everybody can participate with it. And in the temple, let us vibrate here. Let Hanumanji be with us always as we sing his praises. दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना. हाँ, ओ दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, हो राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना. हाँ, दुनिया चले न हनुमान के बिना, दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना. ओ राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना. दुनिया, ओ दुनिया, दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना. दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना. जय श्री राम. जब से रामायण पढ़ ली है, मैंने एक बात समझ ली है, मैंने एक बात समझ ली. ओ जब से रामायण पढ़ ली है, मैंने एक बात समझ ली है, मैंने एक बात समझ ली है. रावण मरे न श्री राम के बिना, रावण मरे न श्री राम के बिना. अरे लंका चले न हनुमान के बिना, लंका चले न हनुमान के बिना. दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना. तो राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना. लक्ष्मण का बचना मुश्किल था, कौन बुद्धि लाने की काबिल था, कौन बुद्धि लाने की काबिल था, कौन बुद्धि लाने की काबिल था। लक्ष्मण का बचना मुश्किल था, कौन बुद्धि लाने की काबिल था, कौन बुद्धि लाने की काबिल था। आह लक्ष्मण, आह लक्ष्मण, लक्ष्मण बचे न श्री राम के बिना, लक्ष्मण बचे न श्री राम के बिना। अरे बुद्धि मिले न हनुमान के बिना, बुद्धि मिले न हनुमान के बिना। दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना। राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना। ओ राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना। राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना। ओ दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना, दुनिया चले न श्री राम के बिना। राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना। ओ राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना, राम जी चले न हनुमान के बिना। ओ बोलो राम राम राम, बोलो राम राम राम, बोलो राम राम राम, बोलो राम राम राम। सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम। ओ बोलो राम राम राम, बोलो राम राम राम, बोलो राम राम राम, बोलो राम राम राम। बोले सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। कुंदेन्द्र वीरम सुंदर वाति वल्लव विज्ञान धामा उमौह शोभादयोरवदन विनौह श्रुतनुतौ गोविप्रदन्द प्रियो। This beautiful discussion this evening comes from Kishkinda Kand. Ram Bhagwan, he has left Ayodhya, and what has happened to him? His father died. His wife was stolen away from him. His kingdom not inherited by him anymore. He lost his friends. He lost his title. He lost his inheritance. He lost everything. And what will happen now? Where is he going to go? आगे चले बहुरी रघुराई, आगे चले बहुरी रघुराई, रेशमों के पर्वत नियराई। राम सिया राम, सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम, सिया राम जय जय राम। ओ दहरह सचिव सहित सुग्रीवा, दहरह सचिव सहित सुग्रीवा, आवत देखी अतुल बल शिवा। राम सिया राम, सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम, सिया राम जय जय राम। ओ अति सभीत कहा सुनु हनुमाना, अति सभीत कहा सुनो हनुमाना, पुरुष लगल बल रूप निभाना। बोलो राम सिया राम, सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम, सिया राम जय जय राम। ओ धरि बद रूप देखी ते जाई, कहे सुजानी जिय सयन बुझाई। राम सिया राम जय जय राम, बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय। When I sing this chaupai, the children smile because when they were very young, these things they learned by memory. This part of Ramayana, I taught them by memory. All of them went through this, except Oma. She wouldn't recognize this. But Sabrina, of course, Sabrina was the first class I taught, Hindi and Ramayana and so, very first class. And then after that, Shavi, Vrinda, and so on, Bhumi and so on. So they recognize what I'm singing here, what I'm talking about. They know it. There's a future of our Hinduism is not with the Pandit. The future of Hinduism is not with the Pandit. It's with the people who we teach. It's who we teach. Long ago, the Pandit used to sit down and do a whole bunch of things. We didn't even know what I'm talking about. If they used to sing Gopi Geet and all this kind of thing. But they sit down well and tell you, accept. Today is not the same. Today is not the same. The children are educated. They know what we're doing. Aage chale bahuri ragurai. Ram Bhagwan lost everything. He has nothing. He's penniless. He is relationshipless without his wife. Wife stolen by Ravan. Father died. And what is he going to do? Lock up himself? He's in the forest. He's banished. What is he going to do? Is he going to go in a cave and get depressed? No. You know what he did? Aage chale bahuri raghurai rishya mukya parvat niraya. Aage chale. Aage means behind. Raghunath, he's leaving behind, and chale means to proceed. He's leaving all of that and he's proceeding. He's going forward. Rishyamukya Paravataniya. Rishyamukh is a mountain. He's going to climb mountains in life. We cannot let some losses in life, we got to grieve. We have to suffer a little bit. And whenever that time is over, whatever that time is, you must move on. Because if you allow problems in life, they will sink you, and you don't want that. Right? Man lost his father. He couldn't go to the funeral of his father because he promised that he will remain in exile for 14 years. This is the word of a son or a child. Right? He didn't go because he couldn't. Who would Ram be today if he had broken his word? Who's a person without our word, my friends? Who are we with our word? That is why we must do everything possible to keep our word to people when we make them. Rishyamukhi Parvataniyarai. The Lord drew forward to the Rishyamukh. In that hill, Sugriv, the chief of the monkeys at that time, he was banished in that Rishyamukh Parvat by his brother Bali. Bali and Sugriv was brothers, they were monkeys, but man, powerful. Oh boy. Bali and Sugriv, they were very powerful. And there was a demon that came in to their village. And Bali says, I'm going to go into this cave and I'm going to fight this demon, Sugriv. And if I don't come out in a fortnight, you lock up this cave and you go back and you rule. Bali went in, fortnight came, another fortnight came. He didn't come out, blood started to flow out. Sugriv took a cover then and he put it, and then he went back and he ruled the village. What? Bali was not dead? Bali was not dead? He came out of the cave and he went back and he said, Sugriv, you ungrateful? You took over my kingdom. Sugriv said, what kingdom? I thought you were dead. You told me one fortnight. I wait many fortnights and you didn't come out. I didn't know that you were alive. He beat up Sugriv. He took away the wife from Sugriv and he took over the kingdom. He became very evil. Sugriv, now the good brother, was banished in Rishyamukh Parvat. Sugriv now sees Ram and Lakshman coming, and Sugriv had a minister with him. Hanumanji was a minister. Not the prime minister, he was a minister. So Sugriv told Hanumanji, look at those two boys. Go see who they are. Hanumanji bowed. And what did he do? Viprarupa. He took the form of a Brahman. Viprarupa dhari kapita gayehu matnai puchat ase bhayahu. He took the form of a Brahman. Vipra is a Brahman. You know, we talked about Brahman the other day. A lot of people use this word Brahman very loosely. Even after my katha, they've been, I'm a Brahman. I come from Brahman family. I tell you, sometimes people tell me they're Brahman, I feel that I'm not a Brahman. Because I don't even know if people understand what Brahman mean, right? They don't know what Brahman means, but anyway. Long ago, you do not fight with the Brahman. That is why when Hanumanji appears to Ram, he takes the Brahman form. But then the Brahman has to live a Brahman life too. He takes a Brahman form and he goes now to Bhagwan Ram and Lakshman. Ram and Lakshman see this innocent Brahman boy. They said, what? He asked the question, Ko tum shamal gaur sharira kshatri roop firahu barn bira. Are, the Brahman boy says, who are you two? Komal sham, ko tum sham, shamal gaur sharira. One of you are dark skin and one of you are fair skin. Happens all the time in a family. You have many children, some of them dark, some of them fair, or whatever the case is. He says, who are you two boys walking here in this forest alone? Katina bhumi komal padgami. Your feet are so gentle that the earth will scorch it. Kavan hetu bicharahu ban swami. You're roaming in the woods disguised as Kshatriyas, treading the hard ground with your soft feet. Why are you wandering in the forest, my masters? Though possessed with delicate, charming, beautiful limbs, how is it that you have exposed yourself to this intolerable sun burning you and the stormy wind in the forest? Are you two of the three gods, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh? Or are you Nara Narayan? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who's asking this question? No, hold on for a second. Who's asking these questions? Who's asking these questions? Who's asking these questions? From the back, who's asking these questions? Hanumanji. This is Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar, Jai Kapistin Loka Ujagar. He has knowledge as vast as the ocean. He knows the past, present, and future. But he is asking question to the two boys, Ram and Lakshman. Who are you? Who are you? And who are you? You know what happens when you take a disguise? You will never see the truth. You will never feel the truth when you take a disguise in life. And that is why all of us, we should stay true to ourselves. Do not try to dress like someone. Do not try to behave like someone. Do not try to act like someone. Do not try to sing like. Just be yourself. Because when you are yourself, you will recognize everything in its truest form. So when he said this to all of them, the two boys, Ram Bhagwan says to him, Kosales Dasrat ke jai, hum pitu vachan mani ban aayi. Kosales Dasrat ke jai, hum pitu vachan man ban aayi. Naam Ram Lakshman do bhai, sang nari सुकुमारी सुहाई. इहा हरि निश्चर वैदेही, वे प्रफिरही हमको जतते. आपन चरित कहा हम गाये, कहु वे प्रणिज कथा बुझाई. रहे प्रभु चारी परेहु गहि चरना, सो सुख बुमा जाई नहीं परना. पुलकित तन मुख आवन वचना, देखत रुचिर मेष के रचना. श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम. श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम. बोलो श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम. श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम. when he asked the boys, who are you? They both clasped their hands. Ramji Bhagwan says, Kosales Dasarath ke jai. कि श्री राम जी ने कहा कि हम कौशलराज दशरथ जी के पुत्र हैं और पिता की आज्ञा मानकर बन आए। हमारा नाम राम और लक्ष्मण है, हम दोनों भाई हैं। हमारे साथ एक सुंदर कुमारी स्त्री थी। Our names are Ram and Lakshman. Our names are Ram and Lakshman. And we are the sons of Dashrath, the Lord of Koshala. We have come to the forest to obey our father's commands. And our names are Ram and Lakshman. We are brothers. With me was my wife, Sita, who was stolen by Ravan, the demon. You can't have a more straightforward answer than this. Somebody asked, who are you? Very nice. Very, very detailed. He gave, a view of who he was. But he said that the demon has stolen away Janki. And we are in quest to find her, O holy Brahman. We have told you our affairs, who we are. Now, O Brahman, tell us who you are. Tell us who you are. In our tradition, you do not even lie about your identity to anyone. A lie is a lie, truth is truth, but you don't even lie about your identity. When Hanumanji, the Brahmin, he's disguised, when he heard the straightforward words of the two boys, they were not there to disguise and anything like that. Hanumanji recognized, he recognized that this is Ram and this is Lakshman. This is the first time he's seeing them. Remember Hanumanji? चीर के छाती बोले अपनी पवन पुत्र हनुमान, मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है राम. This is the first time he's hearing about this. This is the Hanumanji who opened his heart and showed the world that in my heart there is Ram, Sita and Lakshman. When he recognized that this was his Lord, what happened? Prabhu pehchani pare gau charana so sukh uma jahi nahi bharna. A thrill ran through his body, and pulakit tan mukh avan vachana dekat ruchir bej ke rachana. Has God ever touched you before? Have any one of you ever felt the presence of God before? Right. If you have, it's great. But here is how you know you have felt the presence of God. When you stand before the Lord, or you're listening to a bhajan of the Lord, or you're listening to a shloka, or some chanting of the Lord, and pulakit tan mukh avana bachana. When your hair stand up on your body, over here in a column fancy name, we say when your hair grown, when your body grown, no? Grown. What do you call it? Goosebumps. I don't know what that got to do with goose, but they call it goose. I don't know what in the world that has to do with goose. But when your hair and the body grown, pulakitatan, stand up straight. Pulakitatan mukh avana bachana. And when you cannot speak a word, when you're standing in front of Hanumanji or Ramji, Shivji, your hair and your body stand straight and you cannot speak. Pulakitatan mukh avana bachana. And when you start to cry in front of God, when the minute you cry in front of your Lord, know that the Lord has touched you. This is our scripture. This is our scripture. Know that the Lord has touched you. The Lord is always there, but are you always open to Him? Are you always open to Him? You remember the Bhagavad Puran? When Krishna Bhagavan, when the girls were bathing in the lake, they were bathing in the lake naked. Krishna Bhagavan says, no, that's not for you. He stole their clothes. And he went up the tree. And there's a lot of discussion about this. I'll talk about it in the Bhagavatam. And they came out for it, and they're hiding their body and things like that. The Lord says, first of all, you should never ever bathe naked in the water. And whenever you come to me, open your arms. And know when you open your arms, I will embrace you. I will make you feel that I am there. I will make you feel that I am there. Many people I have seen who cry in front of God. No? Sometimes I cry because they want something, I get it. But that's fine. You can cry too. It's okay to cry to God for anything. Because when you cry to people and tell a story, everybody else knows. Like in Bhagwan, when you stand up in front of Bhagwan and you cry, no matter if you get to it, whatever it is, you cry to him. And the Lord, he will give you that feeling. When Hanumanji heard that this is his Lord, Ramji Bhagwan, अपने आराध्य प्रभु को पहचान कर हनुमानजी उनके चरण पकड़कर पृथ्वी पर गिर पड़े. शिवजी कहते पार्वती माता कि हे उमा, उस सुख का वर्णन नहीं किया जा सकता. उनका शरीर पुलकित है और उनके मुख से वचन नहीं निकलते. वे अपने प्रभु के सुंदर रुचिर वेश की रचना देख रहे हैं. The thrill ran through his body as he gazed up in front of Ramji Bhagwan. He hold on to the feet of Ramji Bhagwan. He's not losing the feet of Ramji. The Lord looked at Hanumanji. He knows who Hanumanji is, but the Lord has to do his leela. Then collect him himself. He hymned his praises. He sang the praises. And the Lord was trying to lift him up. He would not get up. This is Hanumanji. Lift up. Come on, get up. Rise, rise. Then Hanumanji would not get up, my friends. Then the Lord finally lifted him up. Then he spoke to the Lord for the first time. What did he say? Punidhira judhir astuti khinhi harash hriday nij naat hi chinhi. Master said, Hanumanji, for me it was fitting to inquire. It was fitting for me to inquire because I did not recognize you because of my disguise. But my Lord, how is it that you are asking me who I am? You should know me, my Lord. Tab maya bas phiro bhulana. Have you forgotten me, my Lord? Tate main nahi prabhu pehchana. If he asked the Lord if he has forgotten him, that means they have met before, right? Have you forgot me? Somebody came in here the other day. I didn't see them for 30 years. You forget me? I'm like, who are you? You remember 30 years ago? 30 years ago? It's not like, they look the same until like that. I look the same as I was in high school. Everybody recognized, but I couldn't recognize the people 30 years ago. Then we went to a puja the other day. The kids, Vrinda was with me. And this girl keeps badgering me. How come you don't know me? Me no. How come you don't know me? How come? I said, I don't know how I don't know you. It's not like I don't know you by because I'm willing. I don't, honestly, I don't remember. You know these people? Good. How come you don't know me? I don't know how I don't know you. We don't. That's how it is. We can't figure out. People change, right? Well, me to change, but people change. And what is it saying here? The Lord, though, recognizes everybody. Whether you're in disguise, not in disguise, whether you lost weight or put on weight, whatever it is, he recognizes everybody. Hanumanji says, Lord, why have you failed to recognize me? You know when was the first meeting of Hanumanji and Ramji Bhagwan? When Sri Ram took birth in Ayodhya. Bhaya pragata kripala, deen dayala, kaushalya hitakari, harshit mahatari, muni manihari, adbhut rupa bichari, lochan abhirama, tan ghanashama, nij ayud bujchari, bhushan banamala, nayan bishala, sobha sindhu karari. Right, when the Lord appeared in Ayodhya, Shivji Bhagwan was going to see Ramji Bhagwan. Remember this katha? Aaj Ayodhya ki galiyon mein नाचे जोगी मतवाला. आज अयोध्या की गलियों में नाचे जोगी मतवाला. अलख निरंजन खरा पुकारे, देखो मैं दशरथ लाला. अलख निरंजन खरा पुकारे, देखो दशरथ का लाला. ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय. Om Namah Shivaya, Hari Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hari Om Namah Shivaya. शैली श्रृंगी लिए हाथ में और डमरू त्रिशूल लिए, शैली श्रृंगी लिए हाथ में और डमरू त्रिशूल लिए, चमक चमा चम नाचे जोगी दर्श की मन में चाह लिए, चमक चमा चम नाचे जोगी दर्श की मन में चाह लिए। अरे पग के घुंघरू चम चम बाजे, पग के घुंघरू चम चम बागे, घर में जपते है माला। ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय, बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय, बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय, बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय। When Ram Bhagwan had taken avatar, when he was born, let's use the word born because you won't understand avatar too much. When he was born, Shivji Bhagwan knocked at his door. Aaje Ayodhya ki galiyon mein, backstory. Nache jogi matwala. Shiv Bhagwan dressed up as a yogi and he knocks at the door. He has bhasma on his hands, ash on his hands, snake around him, all over Ganga is coming out. He knocks on the door, he wants to see Ram, he wants Arak Nilanjan Khara Pukare Deke Dashrath Ka Lala. The queens open the door, who is this? Are Jogi aa rahe, Jogi aa rahe. This is a yogi, I want to see Dashrath Ka Lala, Ram. They all looked at him, he has snakes, and the snakes are peeking out, and he has his kamandal, the snakes are hiding inside the kamandal. They said, no, you go away. We don't want you here. He brings his attendants with him. Shaili shringi liye haath mein aur damaru trishul diye. He says, look, I can play damaru for the baby. I brought a trishul, my tool as well. Let me go and see the baby. Chamak chama cham nache jogi. He started to dance. He says, I will dance for the baby. Darsh ki man mein chaah liye. And when the baby see me, the baby will be happy. The queens looked at him, tapped the butt and said, my son will dance for you? You got snake all over your body. And chale, jao, go. Pag mein ghunguru cham cham baaje, kar mein japte hai mala. He said, look, I have gunguru. He stole Parvati Mata's gunguru and he put them on. He said, look, I will dance, I will make. And he had his japte mala like a jogi, pretending he want to see the baby, he want to see. Nahi. They look at him. Anga babhuti Rama ye jogi, bagambar tat mein sohe. They're smelling the bhasma, the ash on his body. Jata jut mein Ganga biraje. They saw his jata and the Ganga is flowing out. They said, Bhaiya, who is this? Bhakt jano ke man mohe, mastak mein Shri Chandra biraje. They saw the moon on his forehead. Gal mein sarpo ki mala. And they saw snakes. He didn't have chains. He was snakes as his chain. Om Namah Shivaya. Bolo Om Namah Shivaya. He wants to see the baby. They wouldn't let him. They locked the door. Shivji Bhagwan take his trishul. He knocks the door. Raj dwar pe khara pukare, bolat hai madhuri bani. Rajdwar means the door of the palace. He knocks the door and he speaks Madhuri Vani. He's not going to be rude now. He says, queens, Arey, apne Ram ko dikha de maiya. Apne Ram ko dikha de maiya. Show me your Ram. Yogi ne man mein thani. And quench the thirst of this yogi's heart. Show me my Ram. राम हता दो पर्दा मां, देखे तुम्हारे लाला। I make a promise I will not scare him. They look at him again. Mata Kaushilya dware pe aayi. Kaushilya Mata comes out now. Apne lal ko god liye. She carries Ram in her lap now. At vibhor ho Shivanyo ji ne bal roop ko darsh diye. And when she saw the Vibhor, the roop of Shiva, she ran away. Chale hai sumirat Ram naam ko kailasi kasi wala. They locked the door on him. You know what he did? He went under a tree. Chale hai sumirat Ram naam ko. And he was calm. And he took out his mala and Kailashi Kashirala, and he's chanting Ram, 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 Ram under the tree. This is when Ramji was born. The baby went in the palace and the baby put on crying. The baby started to cry. Ramji was crying and crying and crying. And what happened to him? The baby was crying when everybody know that he has to come in. The saint has come to knock on the door, and we locked the door on him. Now, guess what they did? They opened the door, and you know he's in meditation. And they go, they say, "Hey, Jogi, आइए हमारे बेटा का दर्शन चाहिए, no, कोई बात नहीं. Come and take the darshan of our son. Take him and play with him." He opened one eye, he says, "Ab to busy hai. I'm very busy right now. Come back later." And he's doing japam. Are come and bless our son? No, I'm busy right now. Come back later. And he's playing hard to get now. When Shivji Bhagwan went in the form of the yogi, he took a little monkey with him. And that monkey was Hanumanji Maharaj. And that is when Hanumanji got a first glimpse of who Ramji was. That is when he got a first glimpse who Ramji was. They met when he was a baby, and he was also a little monkey. That is why Hanumanji asked Ram Bhagwan, "Now, Ram Bhagwan, how is it that you could have forgotten me, my Lord? How is it that you could have forgotten me?" It's a beautiful piece. This piece is also in Bhagavatam, when Krishna Bhagwan was born. Well, he took avatar rather. Then Ramji says, "You're asking me?" No, Hanumanji says, "Ek main mand moh bas, कुटिल हृदय अज्ञान पुनि प्रभु मोहे बिसार हो दीन बंधु भगवान." And Bhagwan Hanumanji says, in the first place, "O Bhagwan, I am dull-witted and deluded, perverse of heart and ignorant. And my Lord, you've forgotten me. On top of it, I know no devotional song, my Lord." This is Hanumanji, whose Gyan Gunasagar is telling Ramji that he's dull-witted, that he has no intelligence. And what happens? And the Lord now speaks to Hanumanji Maharaj. He says, "Sunika pijiya manasi jani una te mama priya lakshman te huituna. Sunika pijiya manasi jani una te mama priya lakshman te huituna. Ram 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 Siya Ram. Bolo Ram 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 Sita Ram. Oh Ram 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 Sita Ram. Oh Ram 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 Sita Ram. Samdarsi mohi kaha sabko सेवक प्रिया अनन्य गति दो. देखी पवन सुत पनु अनुकूला हृदय हर्षि बीति सब सूला. हो राम 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 सिया राम. हो बोलो राम 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 सिया राम. बोलो राम 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 सिया राम. हो बोलो राम 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 सिया राम. Ramji Bhagwan says, "Suni kapi." Hanumanji starts to cry now. He says, Prabhu, you fail to recognize me. And I'm so dull with it. Lord says, Hanuman, suno kapi jiya manasi janakinha. Ki hey kapi suno, man mein glani mat mana. Listen, monkey, he said, do not be depressed. Let's not confuse things here. Hanumanji, bandar the. He was a monkey. Suno kapi. Ramji Bhagwan used the word kapi. Monkey. Listen, monkey, he says, be not depressed at heart. And guess what happened? Lakshman is standing right next to Bhagwan Ram. Hanumanji is standing in front. Ramji Bhagwan says, Hare, monkey, don't be depressed at heart. You are twice as dear to me as Lakshman. Twice more dear to me as Lakshman. It's not recorded. I'll probably think Lakshman turned and watched Bhagwan Ram and said, what is this? You're telling a monkey he's twice as dear to you than me? Well, why is Hanumanji twice as dear to Ramji than Lakshman? Why? He says, although I am said to be like-minded towards all beings, yet a devotee is particularly devoted to me. A devotee is particularly devoted to me because he looks to none other for salvation. He looks to none other for salvation. And for that reason, Hanumanji, this is the word of the book, Ramji Bhagwan says, I love you twice more than I love my blood brother. My blood brother. This is the power of a devotee. Let me revise. What did I say? The second day of this katha. The speed of sound is fast. But faster than the speed of sound is the speed of light. Faster than the speed of light is the speed of the mind. But faster than the speed of the mind is the prayer of a devotee. When a devotee calls upon God, that Lord comes right away. That Lord did not forsake Draupadi. He came and rescued her. That Lord did not forsake his friend Sudama. He rescued her. Let us not forget that Sri Krishna Bhagavan made all the gopis and the gwals of Vrindavan kings and queens. Let us not forget that the Lord holds his devotees closest to his heart than anybody else. He told Hanumanji this. Hanumanji says, well, as he alone, Hanuman, Ramji is saying, is exclusively devoted to me, who is steadfast in his conviction that he is the servant and the Lord is the master. When we come and stand up here in front of him, I know we casually walk around Hanumanji and Shivji and Tuan. We do that all the time because we have to. Sometimes I come in here and I say hi. I come and say hi. Because I'm here so many times in the day, morning I'm coming in, and one day somebody ups me. Somebody ups you. Right? Ups you. I don't know what the equivalent to that in Canadian, but they ups you. Mean they question you. I came in here and I was standing down there. I saw Shivji Bhagwan, made like this, and I went about doing my business. I was here about in and out 20 times in the morning already, right? So you create a certain level of devotion with God that sometimes you become casual with God. The way I talk to many people here in this temple, you would not understand. Like you would say, I don't have manners, or how can you say that with such voice? But we've been like that together. Sometimes the people walk with him and say, hey, come. Right? And then they come straight and we'll have a normal conversation. People come, Padaji, they get manners. I say, you get manners, but we're very casual people here. Right? We live and breathe this, we live and breathe this place. So we are a little casual how we talk sometimes. You don't take each other for granted, but that's how it is. When that casualness is extended to God, you gotta know that you have a very close relationship with your Lord. Very, very close relationship. Remember with them, I always take them around, I introduce them to people. Anybody new, I come and say, Gangeshwar? And say, yeah, we know him very well. He knows a lot of people too, right? You make the Lord so casual in your life because you have a relationship with Bhagwan. You have a relationship with Bhagwan. And the Lord says, those who I love the most are the ones who looks at me and none other for salvation. Sevak Priya Ananyagati So. Ananyagati. Ananyagati means you look at him alone. Ram Bhagwan, no matter what happens, he's going to hear my troubles, he's going to hear my happiness. No one else. And when that happens, the Lord says, you become very special to me. I'd like to read a little bit about the next episode here, because now Hanumanji introduced Ramji to Sugriv. Remember, Sugriv is not in the picture as yet. So he introduces now Bhagwan Ram to Sugriv. I'd like to ask you, my friends, that if you know a way in which God touches you, or if you know a way that works for you, like I have always shared with you little things on how you can, maximize your time with your Lord to make what you're doing enjoyable. Make what you're doing enjoyable. Make your puja process so interesting and so nice. Have nice things when you're doing your puja. I've shared this with you so many times because it works for me. It works like magic for me. The minute you sit down, you're connected. I've always shared that with you. I hope you share it with people as well. Now, some people, it will be like throwing water on duck bark, but at least you're throwing the water. At least you're throwing the water. Just make sure you share things with people on how the Lord is accessible to you. Puja is the way to access God. Puja is a way to build a relationship with God, right? After our Ekadash Rudram Puja the other day, a few devotees, new devotees in the temple came in and they heard me spoke about Achmanyam, around a diya. They asked me, Panditji, we have never seen these things before. What is this? Why are we doing Achman? You see it here. Every time we're supposed to, even the agarbati, every time we use the diya, especially the diya, what do? You don't look at who's coming in. You listen carefully. You know what we do? You take a little bit of rice with a flour and you do it over the diya like this, and you throw the water over it. If you don't do that, what happens? Your entire puja becomes contaminated because you use the same utensil it's like using the same utensil for me and give somebody without purifying it. When you do Achmanyam, you have to purify your utensils. The priest, when we do certain things, you remember the bringi, the teapot that we have, even that, every time you use it, you throw a little thing around it. When you do the fan to the Lord, the umbrella to the Lord, everything must be Achman, a little bit of rice. When you do those things in puja, you feel different and connected to God. You take what you're doing, it's not just like you put an end and you're done. No, when you practice these things, you feel a certain way that is very different. You got to try it. And it works like magic. And when God reveals themselves in front of you, you must share that experience to people because it's important. Hanumanji Maharaj now is going to introduce Ramji Bhagwan to Sugriv. And he's going to make Sugriv the Lord's friend. Duniya mein dev hazaron hai, bajrang bali ka kya kehna. A very beautiful old song. I think some of you know it, but let's sing it together. दुनिया में देव हजारों है, बजरंग बली का क्या कहना. दुनिया में देव हजारों है, बजरंग बली का क्या कहना. इनकी का शक्ति क्या कहना, इनकी का भक्ति क्या कहना. दुनिया में देव हजारों में भगवान का तुमको क्या कहना. जय हो. ये 7 समुंदर लांग गए और गद लंका में कूद गए. ये 7 समुंदर पर लांग गए और गज लंका में घुस गए। रावण को डराना क्या कहना, लंका को जलाना क्या कहना। दुनिया में देव हजारों में बजरंग बली का क्या कहना। जय श्री राम। ओ जब लक्ष्मण जी बेहोश हुए, संजीवनी बूटी लाने गई। जब लक्ष्मण जी बेहोश हुए, संजीवन बूटी लाने गई। पर्वत को उठाना क्या कहना, लक्ष्मण को जीवाना क्या कहना। पर्वत को उठाना क्या कहना, लक्ष्मण को जीवाना क्या कहना। दुनिया में देव हजारों है, बजरंग बली का क्या कहना। जय श्री राम। ओ बनवारी इनको सीने में सिया राम को जोरी रहती है। बनवारी इनके सीने में सिया राम को जोरी रहती है। ये राम दीवाना क्या कहना, गुन गाए जमाना क्या कहना। दुनिया में ओ दुनिया में देव हजारों है, बजरंग बली का क्या कर। दुनिया में देव हजारों है, बजरंग बली का क्या कहना। बजरंग बली का क्या कहना, बजरंग बली का क्या कहना। It recaps Hanumanji's work in his life to Bhagwan Ram, including him now introducing the Lord to Sugriv. Remember, introduce God to people. Introduce people to God. However you want to do it, my friends, do this. It's important in life. He brings Ram. He says, Ramji, this is Sugriv. This is what happened. His brothers told his wife, and so on. Help him, my Lord. Help him, help him, help him. The Lord solves all problems of life. The Lord, what happened now? They lit a fire. Hanumanji lit a fire, and they prayed over this fire that let the friendship be bound now over this fire. Fire is God. That's why when people get married, you have the fire. They don't go around the Tasa group. You understand? They don't do sad, seven wrongs around the Tasa group or around the DJ. They do that for the reception, right? But they don't do that. They go around the fire. Why they go around the fire? Because the fire is God. Agni miile purohitam. This is the first shloka of which Veda? Of which Veda? What is the first shloka of the Rig Veda? Agni miile purohitam. Agni is the purohit. Agni is the purohit. Means he is the he's officiating. He is the purohit. What we do is called panditai in our language, but in our traditional language it is called purohit karma. You're practicing purohit karma. You are the officiant. You are officiating. Agni miire purohitam. That is why it is important for a pandit to fast. I'm getting a little bit too detailed here, but I think you should know these things. I hope it's not boring you. That is why it's important for a panditji to fast if health supports them. If health supports them, it's important for a panditji to fast. Why? Because when fasting happens, Agni Bhagwan is present. I don't know about you, but when I don't eat, my belly is born. Huh? Govinda, you know what belly bun mean? I know, that's why I ask you. When your belly bun, it means you're not eating. You know when you feel hungry? Your belly going grr, 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 grr. That's called your belly up bun. So next time you're hungry, tell your mother your belly up bun. Good. Sorry, you know? I don't think you know what your belly up bun means. Some your children know what belly up bun means? You know what belly bun means? It means you're hungry. They should know. A belly up bun. You got to teach little children a little bit of It's important for Panditji to fast because when Agni is present. Agni meire purohitam. It means Agni is the officiant of any ceremony. It's important for him to be present. Long ago, the Panditji used to carry on a little by. I was one of those little by. I always carry on a little by and you put him there to sit down. Why? Because Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha. He becomes the Brahma. And the minute the puja starts, the fire would be lit. And the fire cannot out. He got to keep lighting the fire. And back then when they had katnul and ghee and things like that, you got to use dhoop. Body, I saw this thing, smoke up people's eye. From beginning of puja to the end. You think people are crying their devotion. But there is a smoke burn in the eye. And if I can't out, you will be tortured. Because Agni Miire Purohitam. He has to be present for your pujas to be completed. But today, you know, we didn't get too much to buy around and things. So what the Panditji do, they light the fire till when it's time to do the Havan. Our dharma allows you to practice your culture according to Desh Riti. You got to understand this. There's nothing wrong with that. Desh Riti means in the country that you're living, and Kal Riti in the time that you're living in. Now, if you go in a little apartment or a home and you're doing a puja, you can't be burning Havan Kund there for 2.5 hours. You're going to smoke up. So what we do to get away with it, we put a little diya in the Havan Kund and we ignore Agni into that. Agni miire purohitam. So at least the fire is coming from the diya, and you got to be a little creative. So you must learn these little things that when you're doing a puja, Agni Bhagwan is the witness to your puja. Agni miire purohitam yagyasya mritmajam hotaram ratnadhatman Shri Agni Namaha. That's why the bride and groom go around the fire and they don't go around any other thing on the wedding day. They made a bond over the fire, and Bhagwan Ram says, as of today, I will be your friend. When Bhagwan is your friend, you do not need Facebook, right? You do not need any friends. When the Lord is your friend, He's going to protect you. The Lord said to Sugriv, listen Sugriv, suno Sugriv amari hai bali hi ek hiban Brahma Rudra Saranagata gaye na ubar hi pran. Ki he Sugriv, suno, listen. मैं बाली को एक ही बाण से मार गिराऊंगा. I will kill your brother Bali with one arrow. यदि वह ब्रह्मा और शिव जी भी शरण जाए तो भी उसके प्राण नहीं बच सकते. हिंदी बहुत अच्छा है पंडित जी. Pandit ji take a nap. Anyways, so what happens? Man is 74 years old. You gotta give him a break. So what happens? Bhagwan said, Ram says, I'm going to kill Bali with one arrow, and not even Shivaji or Brahma or Vishnu can save him. I'm going to do that. And this is my vow to you, my friend. So Sugriv says, we've just met. How is it that you are my friend, and why are you doing this to me? And the beautiful katha, Jena mitra dukh hoi dukhari tinahi vilokat patak bhari. Ram Siya Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Ram Siya Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Oh nij dukh giri sam raj kar jana mitra ka dukh raj meru samana. Ram Siya Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Ram Siya Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram. O jinhke asimati sahaj naai te satkat hati karat mitai. Bolo Ram Siya Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Ram वचन बनाई, आगे कहा मृदु वचन बनाई, विपलित काल कर सतगुर लाई। राम सिया राम जय जय राम, बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम। What happened here now? Bhagavan Ram said, you know why I'm going to help you, Sugriv? Because you have considered me your friend, and I have considered you my friend. And according to our dharma, Jena mitra dukh hoi dukhari tinai vilokat patak bhari. It is a flagrant sin, it's a bad sin, flagrant sin to even look on those who are not distressed at the sight of a sorrowing friend. One should regard one's own troubles, though they be mountain-like, as of no more account than a mere particle of dust. But a friend's trouble, though really no bigger than a particle of dust, should be regarded as a mountain. Anyway, that's very confusing. Let me tell you what he said. It means that if you're a friend with somebody, and if you have a mountain of trouble on your head, you must look at that mountain of trouble like a tiny particle of dust. But if your friend has trouble, and your friend's trouble is as small as a particle of dust, you must consider it a mountain and lift that mountain from the shoulders of your friend. That's what friends do. Friends help each other. Friends take away troubles from each other. You have friends? Anybody here have friends? You have friends? Vishnu? You have friends? How many? 3? They're good friends? Just give you a problem or take away a problem? Okay. I hope they don't give you a problem. Friends do not give you problem. They hide their troubles and they look at your problem as though it is theirs, and they try to resolve your problems. It is a sin, Ramji Bhagwan says, to give a friend a problem. He said, Jinhike asitamati sahajana aite satakatahati karatmitai. Those fools who are not naturally endowed with such wisdom, they presume in vain to make friends with anybody. A friend should divert his companion from the path of evil and set his foot on the path of righteousness. That's what a friend does. When you say you have friends, you have mandir friends, you have community friends, you have work friends. Do your friends do this to you? Or do they put you in the path of evil? Right? A friend should divert a friend from the path of evil. He should proclaim his virtues. You gotta sing the virtues of your friend, but hide their faults. Hide their faults. This is what a friend is. He should give and take things without any distrust, and serve his friend's interests with all his power. And in times of misfortune, love him 100 times more than ever. Anybody tell you they're a Hindu? Let them practice this. Let them practice this. You see a friend in trouble, do you love him 100 times more than you used to? As a regular friend, you should. And if you do, then the Vedas declare, Ramji Bhagavan says, Vipatikal kar sadguna neha Shruti, Vedas, Kahasanta Mitra Gun Eha. The Vedas declare these to be the properties of a true friend. But Adi Shankaracharya tells us in the Bhaja Govindam. You're going to learn to remember these things, right? Bhaja Govindam is a writing by Adi Shankaracharya. And you know what he says? He says in the Bhaja Govindam that your friends will know you when your pockets are full. That's what I didn't say that. I taught the children Bhaja Govindam. They can tell you this. I didn't make this stuff up. Your friends will know you when your pockets are full and when you're famous. But when your pockets are empty, you will not have friends. And when your fame goes down, your friends will fade away from you. Adi Shankaracharya says that. You know who Adi Shankaracharya is? He's the incarnation of Shiva. He's the incarnation of Shiva. And if you have people like that in your life, your pocket empty, then disappear, everybody, well, you know what to do with them. He says, "Do aage kaha mridu bachan banai pache anahit man kutilai." But if a man contrives to speak fair words to one's own face and harms one behind one's back, a man who harbors crookedness in his soul and whose mind is as torturous as the movements of a snake, then brother, Ramji is saying to Sugriv, then brother, it is worthwhile to forsake such a fair weather friend. Don't be afraid to forsake people in your life if they're not good for you. But sometimes we think we're too good, right? You think we're too good and everybody bad. That's okay to think like that. But if you have a person like that in your life who say things to you in your face, bandit, you know, all the time do this to me, oh God, and they go call me, they talk my name behind my back. I know all of them. People think me stupid. Then think that, you know, they really think me stupid and naive. But you gotta play the naive game with them, you know, God, how you do? And they go right and talk behind your back about all the things that they couldn't get their ways here. Well, you got to know who your friends are. Because if they speak fair words in front of you, and then they go and they speak bad things behind you, they are, to see that Ramji Bhagavan says, they are torturous as the movements of a snake. It's worthwhile to forsake them. It's to forsake them. And he says, who to forsake? Anyway, we won't get into that. But what happened? Listen, Raghubir Sugriv says, what you're telling me is very nice, but Bali is very strong. He is very strong. How are you going to, defeat him? Ramji Bhagavan says, don't worry, my friend. When the Lord stands beside you, even the strongest becomes the weak in your life. The strongest. When God is standing with you, don't worry about how people come tell you they're powerful. People will tell you they're powerful because their head is telling them that they're powerful, nothing else. Their own head is telling them that they have this and they have influences and they are powerful, but they don't know that you have a very powerful friend. But the question is God your friend? And tonight I want to leave this with you. I don't want to go into the war here where he shoot Bali and things like that. I think you can imagine how he shoot him, but that's fine. What happened here is the Lord your friend. We got to ask you this question before you leave tonight. And you got to answer the question very honestly. Is the Lord your friend? Let's look at this. Do you praise God in front of the face, and then when you leave, you got to tell people, God, now I help you? Right? Do you praise God? Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar, Jai Kapisti Loka Ujagar. Then you go, say, Hanuman not do nothing for me. He not do nothing for me. Huh? Do you do that? That's called a fair weather friend. Hanumanji don't want friends like that. You got to praise him when he stand up here. Praise him in front of people as well. Praise him everywhere. Do you only need him when you have a need? Because that's what so-called friends do. They only know you when they have a need. Do you only know the Lord when you have a need? Because if that's the case, that's not a relationship. Right? You're using the Lord for something. And I spoke about this last night as well. This is what is destroying the faith of people. They make a mess out of their whole life. A total mess out of their whole life. And when they come to a point where they can't mess it up more, they go to Bhagwan and they want the Lord to fix it overnight. And when the Lord does not fix the life overnight, God na good, God na great. This is why people lose their faith in God. Because they never had any in the first place. If you don't have something in the first place, you can't lose it. You never had it. Don't be fair weather friends to God. Don't be fair weather Hindus. Don't be needy Hindus. Be a Hindu. And let God be your friend. Be casual with Lord. Talk to God. Don't think that God is some, extra special that you got to get a pandit to talk to the Lord. Talk to the Lord as though the Lord is your friend. Talk to the Lord. I tell you, my children witness some of the things I do to Bholenath Bhagwan. And it brings so much joy when you do this. Sometimes I go and sometimes he's just glowing, you know. He's just, I don't know why. Like you bathe him in a little ghee and thing, he's just glowing. I give him a nice rub and say, looking shiny today, you know. Right? Yeah, crack up so much. It's like, you know, I just tell him, you know, he looks shiny today. Nice. Feels smooth. Right? He's my Prabhu. Right? I contributed to making him look so shiny. I bathed him with milk and honey and ghee and nice, you know. This morning, it was so nice. We bathed him, the devotees who came. You know, they came promptly at 6:30. I complimented them, by the way, because last night I gave my kathan timing. You know, I gave my kathan timing, and all of them came this morning. None of them, not a minute late. 6:30 we started this morning. Even the one who was running late came 6:29. He there back there. Sit down. 6:29 he come. Yeah. But we started on time, and today everything. When I showed up my judgment, I had two pujas. Judgment, prepare karo. I said, why? I finished my pujas and I show up at the other puja 45 minutes early. The people that said, you got the right time? I said, yeah. Everything was prepared. But you know, that's what it is. Bholenath Bhagwan looked so smooth and shine this morning. You know, I give him a little rub as well. I said, very nice, you know, I'm inspired to see that. Very well moisturized. Very well moisturized, and you know, that's how we keep him here, nice and clean, well moisturized. You must always do that to your Lord at home. A shivling should never be dry. You know, dry, you must always keep it with something, a fatty liquid, you know, a little overnight ghee is good for the lingam, or attar, but a shivling should never be dry because it reverberates more when it has something liquid on it, no? Ghee, like once in a while, what we do with Bholenath Bhagwan here, we give him a ghee treatment. Like it's a ghee treatment. We warm the ghee, you take a cloth and you wipe down the whole lingam. And you leave it like for overnight. The next morning you come, it's like, you know, you use cream, you go bed, we go back, close. That's called a ghee treatment. It's totally acceptable for him because that's how you keep him smooth and nice, and of course always moisturized. But he is my friend, he is yours too, but let's not make him our fair weather friend, and let's not make Hanumanji our Saturday friend or our, you know, hard time friend. Let's make him our everyday friend, and let's sing to him every single day. This is Bhagwan Ramji's words, and what we're leaving here today is that you must introduce Bhagwan to people, or you must introduce people to Bhagwan. It's very, very important for you to know that. Thank you all so much, my friends. I'm so charged up. I cannot tell you how tired I am. I hope it's not showing my face, but I'm really tired. I'm really tired. We leave here late in the night and we rise early in the morning. You can't sleep, and the devotees are tired too. But we are on a mission, and when you sit here to do the Lord's work, you forget about everything else. Bhagavad Katha is coming up. I'm going to tell you a little bit what I want for this Bhagavad Katha, and it's going to happen because it's a beautiful, beautiful 7-day sessions that will happen here. What we're going to sing now is a nice song to Bhagwan. I'll sing a song that the kids can actually sing with me because I'm losing a little voice. So let's sing Chir ke chati bole apni pawan putra Hanuman. Everybody know Chir ke chati, but my style, not yours fancy style, my old style. Chir ke chati bole apni pawan putra Hanuman, mere man mein lage simran. A little higher. There's a whole song, I think all of you know this. चीर के छाती बोले अपनी पवन पुत्र हनुमान, चीर के छाती बोले अपनी पवन पुत्र हनुमान, मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है राम, मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है। ओ चीर के छाती बोले अपनी पवन पुत्र हनुमान। लक्ष्मण जी को शक्ति देख प्रभु घबराए। बोल से पहले हनुमान जी भौरा गिर ले आए। लगी लक्ष्मण जी को शक्ति देख प्रभु घबराए। बोल से पहले हनुमान जी धौला गिर ले आए। उठ बैठे लक्ष्मण जी ने कर श्री राम का नाम। मेरे मन में
बसे राम, मेरे तन में बसे राम, मेरे मन में बसे राम, मेरे तन में बसे राम।
चीर के छाती बोले अपनी पवन पुत्र हनुमान। चीर के छाती बोले अपनी पवन पुत्र हनुमान। सीता हरण किया रावण ने प्रभु जी थे बुलाए। हनुमान जी सीता जी को प्रभु संदेश सुनाए। सीता हरण
किया रावण ने प्रभु जी ने बुलाए। हनुमान ने सीता जी को प्रभु संदेश सुनाए।
हनुमान जी करते आए प्रभु जी के गुणगान। मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है राम। मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है राम। ओ चीर के छाती बोले अपनी पवन पुत्र हनुमान। चीर के छाती बोले अपनी पवन पुत्र हनुमान। वानर सेना देख के रावण की सेना घबराए। पलक झपक के हनुमत ने लंका में आग लगाए है। वानर सेना देख के रावण की सेना घबराए। पलक झपक के हनुमत ने लंका में
आग लगाई।
ओ बोले प्रभु के साथ मिटा कर रावण का अभिमान। मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है राम। मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में
बसे है।
ओ चीर के छाती बोले अपनी पवन पुत्र हनुमान। ओ चीर के छाती बोले अपनी पवन पुत्र हनुमान। ओ चीर के छाती बोले अपनी पवन पुत्र हनुमान। ओ चीर के छाती बोले अपनी पवन पुत्र हनुमान। बोले पवन सुत हनुमान की सिया भज रामचंद्र की जय। Thank you all so kindly for coming out this evening. I just like to spend 2 minutes to tell you about what's coming up in the coming days. This is home stretch. We're getting here now to the end of the Shravan period. So I want to tell you the exciting things that are coming up. First of all, tomorrow we were here again. Come on out. We're going to be here. And Monday is the last Shravan Monday. Everybody online and in here is the last Shravan Monday for 2022. Come on out and let us make it a grand Monday, this Monday coming. Of course, we have Shrotas, but please become a Shrota, an in-house Shrota, or an online Shrota. There is nothing wrong. Become a Shravan Monday Shrota, sponsor the thing, and let us celebrate the last Monday of Shravan. Do some fasting if you can, if health permits. Do some fasting on that day. It's very beautiful. That's not the end of it. The Tuesday after the Monday is Pradosh. Tuesday, so just coming Tuesday is Pradosh. Mangal Pradosh is called. When Pradosh falls on Tuesday, it's called Mangal Pradosh. I would like to have a lot of people here for us to do the Pradosh Puja. I have to sit and do things there because of how it is. But we have to be here. We're going to have the Shankha Puja again done, the 108 Shank. I just like to tell you that we are borrowing these Shank from another place, another temple. And we have to get 108 Shank, the little one, in our temple. But the temple is not going to buy this. We got to pay for gate. Gator come $50-something thousand. We got fence to make the big posts them for make up, and 4 big posts out there. That cost money. We got the stairs. We just finished $15,000 with a lot of money is being spent this year. This is the year of spending. So Monday is not going to buy the shank. We have to buy 108 shank for the temple. So I'm going to ask the devotees to buy it. I'll let you know when I know the price. We should own our own shank, not borrow from a temple. So we have the shank puja on Tuesday. That's happening. Anyway, tired. So we have the shank puja that's happening. And for that as well, we have to have 8 types of leaves. We have to have 8 types of flowers. I would like somebody to go, that will cost $150. The temples shouldn't be buying that. We did that the last time. Somebody should sponsor. So don't worry, you go buy nothing like that, bring them. Just go and give Priya the money. Or if you want to give you $10 and thing, that's fine. Or the online, the Mandir people here come, they give money every day. The online people should take care of these things. All of you who are watching, just make the donation online and let's take care of that. $200 will give us enough because I want to do the archana this time with lotus petals to the 108 lingams. So I think $200 will give us a little extra on the side, We're not making profit. You can't make profit with God walk. So anyway, that's what I said. So Tuesday, I want all of you to come out and we will do that beautiful puja. I'm doing it a little different this time with the lingam, with the shells, and we have to do 108 lingam archana. They call the names. You will do the archana on the kalash, and after that, you'll bathe the lingam with that. That's what makes him so special, these pujas, right? Those of you who were not here for the last one, I'd like you to come and be part of this process. And we'll do the archana. When you pay for it, we'll buy the lotus and do it with lotus flowers. It is so auspicious to do archana with lotus flowers. Don't let people tell you all kind of things about puja. That because I did it here and people say, oh, Pandit, look at lotus, beautiful and nice, and you broke them up. Because people are attached so much. They're attached to a lotus flower. They're so attached to a lotus flower. Is somebody dead now? What are you going to do? You understand? People are attached to a lotus flower. So if you, anyways. So lotus archana is a very beautiful archana. We're not going to have lotus for everybody do archana, just me. But if you want to bring your own lotus flower, too good. So please, somebody donate the $200. We can buy all we leaves and with flowers and everything to have a nice, beautiful puja that evening. That is Tuesday evening. Then Wednesday evening we have satsang again, Shravan satsang. And Thursday is the beginning of our Bhagavad. I want to make this very clear, this Bhagavad. We are going to do it as a Bhagavad should be done. We're going to feed people. When you feed people at a katha, that is when you get blessings. I mean, you get blessings when you feed people too, but you still get blessings if you feed people. I mean, if there's COVID, no, exactly, but I gotta explain myself, You gotta explain. No, if COVID, you can't feed people in COVID. You'll feed them germs, right? But I think we are in a position now where we can feed people. And that is where the community comes together. Starting on Thursday, we need shrotas for every evening. Go to bhawanishankarmandir.com/Krishna and book your spot. You may not want to sit that day, but that's fine. Just book the spot. You can be a virtual sponsor or an in-house sponsor. If you're sponsoring in-house and sit for puja, the temple accepts a donation minimum $500. That will provide food and things like that. That's one thing. If you want to be a food donor or just contribute to the katha, please go online and do that. I would like to have 108 sponsors for this Bhagavad. Right? Listen, summers was open, people went and have a good time in life. This is our time. This is the last week we have for Shravan. After Shravan finish, this is the last week we have with you. Let's make it a big celebration. If you want to donate $50, fine. If you want to donate $500, fine. $5,000, it doesn't matter. But become a Bhagavat sponsor. A Bhagavatam is the presence of Krishna on this earth. And we're going to do it very traditional this time. I want this temple packed up every night. Come out of your homes. Come on. I haven't seen regular members of this temple, some of them even for one night in Shravan. Not a single. But I'm not insulting anybody. I know them and they know me. And we should come together for this last week as a community and enjoy this last week of after Shravan in our Bhagavad Katha. From the 11th of August to the 17th of August is our Bhagavad Katha. Become a sponsor. I'm going to call out our people who I know when I ask, they would not refuse. Right? Chris and Babita, I'm going to ask you to sponsor a night of the Bhagavad. It's only 500, but I know you'd feel bad if you give 500. You give more. So please, continue to do that. I will call my friend Sonny. I know he's a very busy guy, but they will sponsor one night as well. I will call people who I know they wouldn't even wink if I asked them to do something. So I will call them, and we will like 108 people to sponsor the katha and to give whatever they need. Because after this again, we won't catch you back till when? Navratri, right? People go on their way, school come, and we want to make sure you enjoy this week. Come on out, Bhojan will be ready. I'm asking as well, I started to ask people, not the regular Mandir people, but people from the community to volunteer in the kitchen. Because the decor team, they're burnt out. You can't even ask them to do anything these days. After Shravan, they will be taking a vacation. And I will ask other members of the community to come wash pot and help to do some kitchen work for 7 days only. They have done this for 30 days when Shravan finish. You can do it for 7 days. Clean up a little bit, cook, serve some food, and do your dharmic duties. Only for 7 days. I will do my best to call everyone I know to contribute for this beautiful Bhagavad Katha that is coming up. And it's going to be beautiful. I want to make it very traditional. Put a permanent Bedi here, have 16 flag for Shodash Matri, have the Kalash there, and the whole works. So I'm announcing this every time, that we need your help to make this Bhagavad Katha a very successful one. And then Janmashtami night will be beautiful. It'll be Thursday night. We'll go till 12 o'clock. And the Friday night, and the Friday, everybody can be sick. That's no problem. Call and take a sick day at work. And, that's okay. The Lord will reward you in abundance if you do that. So God bless all of you, friends. And I hope to make this, with all of you, a very beautiful session coming up. Sorry if I have to take so much time to talk. If I don't, people are not engaged. So I hope you get my message. Please, if you have prasad, please come up now and offer the prasad. Thank you very much. We'll have some bhajans while this is going on. Bole Mahapati Mahadev ki jai ho. Pawan Sudha Hanuman ki jai. Siya Bhaj Ramachandra ki jai.
भज रे गुरु चरणम दुस्तर भवसागर तरणम मानस भज रे गुरु चरणम दुस्तर भवसागर तरणम गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय स्वामीनाथ सतगुरु जय जय स्वामीनाथ सतगुरु जय जय मानस भज रे गुरु चरणम दुस्तर भवसागर तरणम गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय स्वामीनाथ सतगुरु जय जय स्वामीनाथ सतगुरु जय जय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः अरुणाचल
Bole Umapati Mahadeva ki jai. Let's all stand, everybody, for Aarti. Om Yani Kani Chapapani Janmantar Kritani Cha Tani Sarvani Nashyantu Pradakshanam Pade Pade. Shiva Omkara Swami Hari Shiva Omkara Jai Shiva
Omkara Swami Hari Shiva Omkara
Brahma
Vishnu Sada Shiva Brahma Vishnu Sada Shiva Hari
संसार सारम भुजगेन्द्रहारम सदा वसंतम हृदयारविंदे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनां सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सतो मा सद्गमय tamso ma jyotirgamaya mrityormamritam gamayam. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. बोले गणपति भगवान की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सिया भज रामचंद्र की, नवग्रह देवता की, गुरु महाराज की, लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की, श्री बालकृष्ण लाल की, राधा कृष्ण भगवान की, गंगा मैया की, यमुना मैया की, नव दुर्गा माता की, सूर्य नारायण स्वामी की, सत्यनारायण स्वामी की, सरस्वती माता की, महालक्ष्मी माता की। जयकारा शेर वाली रा बोल साचे दरबार की। नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव। शंभो सत्य सनातन धर्म की, भवानी शंकर भगवान की। सबको ये जय जय सीताराम। जय सीताराम everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you online as well. Please do not leave without taking Aarti and Prasad. And please give us a minute of silence as we do our video. Thank you.